This is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have something special for you, a game I was waiting for a long time. Today I have for you Burning Banners. Burning Banners is a game from the Compass Games. It's a fantasy war game, so it's a very conflict-oriented game in a fantasy, let's say, setup. The game was designed by the Christopher Mollers, who is more known as a graphic, and he also did the graphics for the game. So this game is astonishingly beautiful, so nice and so beautiful, like really any other game. What I'm planning to do is to create today the first look at material. In the first look at material, we'll talk about some history behind the game, about the components, and a bit about mechanics. So this is not a pure unboxing where you just look at the components and say, okay, fine, nice, beautiful. But I want also to give you a little more context. So first thing first, the game comes in a very sturdy, heavy box with a nice back of the box showing the map, some of the units, also what are the components, and a brief introduction to the game. In essence, we'll have here from 2 to 6 players vying for victory, and yeah, there are like 6 factions in this game. Some of them you know from the fantasy games, of course, like Army of Night, Orcs, Goblins, Eastern Empire, Riders of Fjordland, and the Dwarven Kingdom. So at least a couple of them you would expect to see in each and every fantasy game. The main theme is that the Kingdom of Color, where all of those 6 factions live, has to unite against the Army of Night because, as the name says, burning banners, rage of the Witch Queen. Witch Queen is coming and is trying to overpower the rest of the continent. What I like about this game is that it's not like, okay, beautiful game, nice game, there's a setting, and now we play. No, there's a lot of lore in this, a lot of thought process put to make and create the world. So you will have a separate book which explains you the history of this continent and who is who and who was, friend of whom, who was attacking who, and so on and so forth. So I'm really glad that the author went to the great lengths to actually build this setting. So let us open the box. Very sturdy, very nice, very beautiful. And let's see what we shall have inside. Let me double check the camera that you can see each and everything nicely. Oh, that's even better. So the box is filled to the brim, full of a great content. First of all, we have heroes. Heroes will be used only in an advanced game, and this is another great feature of this title. You would have 2 sets of rules, a basic game and advanced rules. You should definitely start with a basic game that allows you to get into this title, understand how it plays, and only after this add the advanced rules, which mainly adds the monsters, the heroes, and simply the magic. Yeah, the fantasy world without the magic would not be a fantasy world. Let me just show you the heroes. I'm just taking them from the cover. So we have a Lilith, Queen of the Army of Night. Then we have some Goblin hero, another Goblin hero, a Dwarven hero. This would be the Fjordland hero, another Army of Night hero, Orcs hero, another hero. Here will be Dwarven hero, and also Eastern Empire. What is nice is that each and every faction has 2 heroes to choose from once you decide to play advanced game. And first thing which you observe is that all of those heroes is hand, made. So they are the graphics are done by the author. So it's not AI generated. This is not computer generated. The graphics are simply made by the author. This is a huge amount of work, but the effect is wonderful. Then we have a set of, I believe, 3 books. Let me get them out of this. And yeah, we start with a traveler guide because, guys, we just travel into the world of a color and we would like to get to know who is Hoover and how the story was actually developing. So this will allow you to learn about it. And this is what I told you about the background to the game, about understanding some of the interactions. I'm really happy for this. You have rulers, heroes, and villains about each and every empire. Faction has, for example, list of overborn rulers during the war. Yeah, there was a long war, which this game will describe because the Lilith not only planet, but actually the war erupted. And it was like 10 years war, something like this, which this game will be depicting. So this allows you to get into this world very nicely. When you have a rule book, first thing which you will check is, of course, how many pages we have. We have 58 pages, but this is with index and glossary and reference. So let me just look at the pure. Here it is. So in essence, we have 44 pages of the rule book with advanced rules. Without advanced rules, you can see the red color, we have around 30. So this is not a simple game, this is not a very complex game. This is, I would say, medium complexity game. And definitely I would recommend to have at least a couple of seasoned wargamers when you try to bring this to your group. Now, what I like very much is how the rules are clearly differentiated between the advanced and basic ones. As I showed you, we have reference at the end. Then the red are the advanced rules and the black are the basic rules. Very nicely done. By the way, the production value of this game is superb. Yeah, this is something which I will be repeating and repeating. So you have a table of contents, you have a basic game, you have also the advanced game and also the reference. And of course, here we have explanation. And despite this being 30 pages of rules, you can see that there is a lot of examples, a lot of pictures. So it's very quick to read. 30 pages goes like this, yeah, in here. You have all the attacks, movement, settlements described, how the basic game sequence works. Everywhere where you have something from the advanced rules, it's in red. So here it is, activation phase, movement, there are rules regarding the movement, ship and foot movement, of course. Then we have combat, each and every unit described, and again each and every unit done written, handwritten. Yeah, critical hits will not go into these buildings and recovery. And then in the end, so actually from the 24th page, so in essence you can say that up to 24 pages of the rules, you have a descriptions of each and every kingdom with some special, abilities which are in the base game or which are in the advanced game. Yeah, of course. Advanced game simply adds the rules. Similarly, for other factions, Army of Night will be of a special concern, of course. And here we have some of their units, and then we start advanced rules. Even halt, yeah, stop. You should stop here at the beginning and not move further because yeah, you should really play the basic game first. And then we start with the advanced rules, which is mainly slightly changing the sequence of play because you have magic there. You would have heroes, but you will have also the neutral monsters you can, fight with and gain some really nice treasure. You will have magic cards used during the battle, for example. It prolongs the game, it deepens the game, it gives you additional flavor, yeah, definitely. And then you have reference, yeah, a lot of references to the cards and to other stuff. I will not be going through this, yeah. Whenever you need something, particularly for the faction or for the magic or for the spell, and even for the glossary, you will have it here. So this is the rule book, very nicely done. It's not very glossy, it's matte, so it's easy to read. At the end, you would have the unit ratings put nicely. And then you have a campaign book. And this is another word of art. Because this game will give you endless joy. Why am I saying this? That's because of the number of scenarios, which is 29. These are the scenarios, 17 of them, which introduces the game, introduces his situation, what was happening before the war mainly, and sometimes also during the war, but mainly before the war. And then you have a campaign during the war. Those scenarios will be mainly for 2, 3, or 4 players, mainly. And those scenarios, campaign scenarios, full 12 years war is mainly for 6 or 5 players. So you will find here the scenarios which play very quickly. 2 players, 3 turns, but you can have also a longer ones, especially those 6-player scenarios. There will be plenty of possibilities. Each scenario very nicely stipulates. Let's have a look. What does it stipulate? How many players you have? Who is invader? Who is resisting? You have information about the turn order. Which out of the 4 maps is being used? So from 2 players, 2 factions, one map, to 6 players and 4 maps. This is the maximum you can have. You have how the setup is being done, some special rules here. This is introductory campaign. This is Fight to the Death campaign 1, actually between orcs and goblins. Yeah, they were fighting each other. You have all the data here: duration, start date, end date, setups. Also, how much gold, because you can use some of this gold for the units to be bought. Yeah, victory conditions. Each of the scenarios will have different ones. So here are the campaigns which are introductory, mainly 2-player, as you can see. Here we have a 4-player campaign, 5-player campaign, Goblin Apocalypse, then 2-player 9, then is 4-player, and we'll jump in a moment. We'll jump to the main war scenarios. 14. You see how nicely this is done. I really like the graphics. 16, 17, and now we jump to the Chronicles of the War of Burning Banners. So actual war is depicted here with all the scenarios. And yes, so book 1, chapter 1, Out of the Shadows, 6 players, who is invader, who is resistance, and yeah, what are the postures also of the neutral settlements. You can see that this is a 6-player. If you play with the advanced rules, you have also arcane study, the description of the situation, the victory condition, the setup of all 6 factions with the starting income, which is important for building the units. And so you will go through all those large scenarios. They are large, but they are short. So as you see, 3 turns. However, you will be moving all the units on the map, so there will be a lot of interaction, clashes, fights, and so on. But thanks to them being 3 turns, they will, balance the gameplay time. So there is more here. I will not be going through all of them. Some of them are the 5 players, some of them are 4 players, some of them are 6. Designer notes. You can see also how the map was being built. I always like to read the designer notes. They give a good insight in what actually the author was trying to achieve, convey. Sometimes in designer notes you can find those small elements which are in the game and you are wrapping your head around and thinking, why is it here? How should I interpret it? How should I use it? You can find the answers to those questions here. Okay, so these are the three books: campaign book, rule book, and traveler's guide. Let's see what else do we have here. Here we have some displays. Let me take a tool to open all of those displays. The magic display, of course, is used in the advanced game, as I told you. And I believe this will not be used in my initial plays because, well, I first would like to learn the game. Okay. So let me see what we have here. First of all, we have a player, let's say mates. You can see the different creatures you can build. Yeah, income action step also here. Put the game is basic, the game is advanced with heroes. Yeah, these are the dwarves. They have slightly less types. Orcs have also 7 types. Let me check the rest. Here they are. Eastern Empire. This is really astonishingly beautiful. Fjordland. And you have reference to the rule book, you see. Also nice thing. And then you have the rest. It shows also what kind of attack they have, resistance, some special abilities. Really nicely done. And you can see this is the part for the advanced rules. So let me put them here. Now, the counters. A true work of art. So Burning Banner counter sheet 1 front. This is the Eastern Empire. This shows the units you can build with the Eastern Empire. And these are the units you can build with the Fjordland. They are two-sided, as you can see. Yep, some of the units, these are the can have 2 sides. It's really nicely done. It's immediately rounded and it goes out very nicely, so there will be no problem with punching them out. Let us move quickly through other units. So here we have Oathborn, so dwarves. Here we have Army of the Night and continuation for the Army of the Night. The orcs, a lot of them. They are usually not so strong, but there's a lot of them. And the goblins probably have the biggest number of units, but they are not so strong. Beautiful. I really love how those things are made. And let me just double check. So we have Eastern Empire, and we have here Akritoi, and Akritoi is here. 7 of them you can build. Nice. Yeah, I'm still astonished, guy, with the quality of this. We have some additional markers. Yeah, monsters, sea monsters, and here are the actual monsters. You don't know whom you will actually take out. This also allows for replayability. And these are the auxiliary control markers, income monsters, when the settlements are raised or something's abandoned. Even more raised, again, goes out very nicely. I believe this is for the income. Yeah. So these were the counter sheets. We have also additionally this magic card display, and we have seasons display and turn track, who is first, who is second, income track, a revolt track in Eastern Empire. Yeah, empires have this feature that the people like to revolt against them. That's not all everything. I told you guys, this game has a lot of beautiful components. So it has a lot of dice. These are the six-sided, these are the eight-sided. These are standard typical dice, so let me just skip them. Then we have a lot of cards. And the cards, to large extent, are used mainly in the advanced game because these are the cards connected with the magic. So like spells, like blessings, those, this type of things. Okay, let us have a look at the spells. So this is the back of the spells. This is the front. I like them. You see, they are made. They are not glossy. Strike. They are mainly used for the battles. Recover target army. This is for advanced game, of course. Battle magic. Spell must discard no spell at random. Nice. What else do we have here? So the spells was the first set which we opened. Then we have a heroes. Hero of Eastern Empire. Yeah, I showed you those heroes on the large maps, and here are the smaller ones. You have description of each and every hero. So here we are. Again, this is advanced game, of course. There is a lot of those heroes. Then you have information card. The information card will give you the revolt table description, for example, for Eastern Empire, or vampires from secret covens to spread their influence over the world of the living. The Turku, the Siskar, heroes again. These are again heroes, and here we'll have another set of cards which describe the factions. I like how those cards were produced. Very nice in touch. What else do we have here? Here we have a blessings. Let me see. Let us see. Guys, this game is epic in number and in quality of components, I can tell. So these are the blessings of the Eastern Empire. Yeah, they are also divided evidently by the faction. So breed and circuses for the Emperor, Hand of Emperor. Okay, I like those blessings names. Then we have blessings of the Army of the Night, out of the shadows, of course, enslave, powerful and eternal. Somebody has had a really good idea how to create the names of us. And then we have some treasures. Wow, so many of them. I believe there is a component in this game where you do not fight each other, but you simply go through the map and try to simply discover some interesting things. Like, in the computer games, in RPG computer games, you go through the map, you check the dungeons, you check the caves, you try to see maybe there are some treasures there, and so on and so forth. So what do we have here? We have another set of blessings for orcs, for dwarves. Let's see if they have some interesting names. Okay, there is one more for the Eastern Empire. Okay, so Song of the Valkyrie. Very nice. Quick and quiet. Good for goblins. Secret ways. The ravens are flying. This is for the dwarves, and here will be for orcs. Grom's Forge. New recruits. Hate. Very thematic, and definitely this was really well thought. These are optional quick start setup cards. Campaigns. Okay, so it allows you quickly set up. Wow, nice. I like it. So it how to say reduces the downtime. Okay, guys. We are almost done with the presentation of the components. Now something which probably makes the biggest impression on many players, but before it, yeah, this is a player red combat resolution. Again, in red, everything which is advanced rules, turn sequence, and so on. So we have like two player reds. And what I was referring to, the thing which makes the biggest impression, the let's say drawn map. This is 1/4 of a map. Okay, you should see it fully like this. So you can see how beautiful it is. And there are some strongholds, for example, of dwarves or the army of the night. But there are also some things which are neutral with monsters. And for example, in one of the scenarios, you might not have all information about a particular place, but then in the later scenario, you may approach it and check it. I simply love how does it look like. You of course can combine 4 maps for the larger scenarios, or you can play the campaigns which are smaller in size and on 1 or 2 maps. Here is mainly the part with the northern warriors. Here we would have a part with the Eastern Empire. I believe so, yes. This is the Eastern Empire. You can see the control marker. And here we'll have a dwarves and Eastern Empire. So as you can see, this is mainly inhabited by dwarves, Eastern Empire, and the northern riders. We'll have goblins coming. This shows where the goblins is coming, and I believe Army of the Night will start to appear also in some of the areas here. Beautiful map. Really, when I'm looking at this, you can see this is hand painted. All the stuff really, really detailed. Okay, guys, I believe I will pause here because I can talk about this game for ages. I'm really, really astonished by the beauty of this game, by the depth of this game. You see 29 scenarios from 2 to 6 players, from 1 to 4 maps. It's unbelievably big and rich amount of fun you can get from here. The components, which I just presented to you, are also of the top quality, and I believe this game will give me a lot of fun for many years to go, and I'm really planning to get into the world of color, understand what were the animosities, who was fighting whom. I believe it's good to understand the lore behind the world of a fantasy world where you are playing. Okay, let's finish it before the 30 minutes mark hits for the first look at it. It's pretty long material, I'm aware of this, but guys, you saw how much content is in this box, how much goodies they put here. I believe this game deserves a good, decent first look at material, and you rest assured there will be more material. I would like to show you a couple of gameplays, mainly those small scenarios, and probably with a basic rules, so you can learn it and also appreciate it. That's all for today. Thank you for being with me. If you like this video, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, do not hesitate and really truly subscribe to the channel. That's all for today. I would like to thank you for watching this video. Wishing you a great day, and stay tuned for more great content for Burning Banners, a Rage of a Witch Queen. Thank you. Bye.